Moscow may be involved in a number of sabotage incidents in the Baltic Sea. Sweden has found damage to another deep-sea cable. Reuters reports this. The sabotage is believed to have involved the Chinese vessel Yi Peng 3, which is also linked to Russia. It damaged not only telecommunications cables between Sweden and Lithuania, as well as Finland and Germany, but also the electric Nordbalt between Sweden and Lithuania. Presumably, the ship dragged an anchor along the seabed for about 150 kilometers to hit strategically important objects in the Baltics. This happened on November the 17th to the 18th of last year, 2024. In Europe, they believed that a tanker of their shadow fleet, the Eagle S, may also be involved in the sabotage. It probably damaged the Estlink 2 cable between Estonia and Finland on December the 26th. Finnish authorities are confident that the oil tanker Eagle S was planning more sabotage in the Baltic Sea, but these plans were thwarted by the ship's arrest. The crew were ready to cut other cables and pipelines when Finnish authorities boarded the ship last month, said Risto Lohi, an investigator with Finland's National Bureau of Investigation, who is handling the case. Eagle S was arrested on December the 26th. The vessel is believed to have damaged the Finnish-Estonian power line Estlink 2 and 4 other telecommunications cables, dragging its anchor more than 100 kilometers along the seabed. The crew was arrested while heading to the second power cable Estlink 1 and the BalticConnector gas pipeline between Finland and Estonia. The crew of the Eagle S has been questioned, of which 9 are considered suspects. The ship's captain is a Georgian citizen. NATO took the sabotage in the Baltic Sea very seriously. A decision was made to launch the Baltic Guard program to eliminate the threat. It is planned to involve frigates, aviation, and a fleet of naval UAVs. Recall the underwater cable was damaged during the day on December the 25th. That same day, but in the evening, Finnish special forces landed on board the Russian tanker Eagle S, which is suspected of sabotage. At the same time, law enforcement agencies noticed traces of an anchor near the cable, which was not just lying on the seabed, but was being dragged. Bloomberg reports. The length of the anchor tracks is tens of kilometers, and it is still unknown exactly where the anchor separated from the chain. The arrested Russian vessel Eagle S is located near the port of Kilpilahti.
President-elect Donald Trump's choice for Defense Secretary, Pete Hegseth, vowed Tuesday to foster a warrior culture at the Pentagon, portraying himself as a change agent during a testy Senate confirmation hearing that drew protesters but also veterans in support. Senate Armed Services Committee Chairman Senator Roger Wicker called Hegseth's nomination to lead the Defense Department unconventional, but equated the choice as fitting for President-elect Donald Trump. Admittedly, this nomination is unconventional. The nominee is unconventional, Wicker said. Hegseth, Wicker said, was an unorthodox political figure, just like that New York developer who rode down the escalator in 2015. I do not believe that you are qualified to meet the overwhelming demands of this job, said Sen. Jack Reed of Rhode Island. He said he respects Hegseth's military service, but said the nominee's public comments against women in combat and diversity in the military and other issues are extremely alarming.
Good morning. The hearing will come to order. To include shouting, standing, or raising signage or gestures that block the view of the audience. Admittedly, this nomination is unconventional. The nominee is unconventional. Just like that New York developer who rode down the escalator in 2015 to announce his candidacy for president. That may be what makes Mr. Hegseth an excellent choice to improve this unacceptable status quo that I just described. He is a decorated post-9/11 combat veteran. He will inject a new warrior ethos into the Pentagon, a spirit that can cascade from the top down. Mr. Hegseth will bring energy and fresh ideas to shake up the bureaucracy. He will focus relentlessly on the warfighter and the military's core missions, deterring wars and winning the ones we must fight. He will bring a swift end to corrosive distraction and sustain technological supremacy across the range of operations.
These are perilous times, and the position of Secretary of Defense demands a leader of unparalleled experience, wisdom, and above all else, character. The Secretary is expected to be a fair, nonpartisan, and responsible leader, as well as a trustworthy advocate for the men and women that he leads. Mr. Hegseth, I do not believe that you are qualified to meet the overwhelming demands of this job. We must acknowledge the concerning public reports against you. A variety of sources, including your own writings, implicate you with disregarding the laws of war, financial mismanagement, racist and sexist remarks about men and women in uniform, alcohol abuse, sexual assault, sexual harassment, and other troubling issues. I have reviewed many of these allegations and find them extremely alarming.
Other than the president, no official plays a larger role in telling the men and women in uniform, the Congress, and the public